China has now released a statement on Modi-Xi Jinping talks on the sidelines of the BRICS summit and saying India-China relations were discussed in the meeting. Statement from China has stated, and I quote it here, improving India-China ties is on the agenda. Peace, stability and development have also been discussed. So the statement from China has now come. This is an official statement and I'm quoting it here. Improving India-China ties is on the agenda. And that peace, stability and development were discussed. So they're not going into further details, while our sources on the ground with regard to what was said by the Prime Minister was clear. It was about the unresolved issues on the line of actual control. This, remember, is while on one hand we have the neighbor Pakistan, but on another we have China's aggression is of a massive concern to India, specifically in areas like Ladakh and Arunachal Pradesh. Now it says peace, stability and development were discussed, improving India-China ties are on agenda. Just to give you more elaborate details on that, according to the statement by China, the two leaders had a candid and in-depth exchange of views on the current relationship between the two countries. Other questions also of shared interest. President Xi Jinping stressed that improving China-India relations serves common interest of the two countries and its people, conducive to peace, stability and development. The two sides should bear in mind the overall interest of their bilateral relations and handle properly the border issue so as to jointly safeguard peace and tranquility. So China has released this big statement, and I reiterate here, improving China-India relations serves common interest and stability and development of the world and the region. And the two countries must focus on providing the issue of conducive to peace, stability and development. We should bear in mind the overall interest of their bilateral relations and handle properly the border issue so as to jointly safeguard peace and tranquility. That's the big statement that's come. It's similar to, of course, what our sources on the ground also spoke about, what Prime Minister Modi and Xi Jinping's brief exchange had on the sidelines of the BRICS summit. Remember, the relationship clearly is not cordial. Xi Jinping is likely to arrive to India for the G20 summit, but there's no confirmation yet and no clarity on when's that going to happen. But while Prime Minister Modi met all the leaders at the BRICS summit, it was with China that clearly you could understand and feel the tension as well. Let's go across to India Today's Abhishek Bhalla for the latest on that. Abhishek, clearly we can see the tension at the BRICS summit as well, but this is important because beyond the military level talks that we have had, the co-commander level, it will be the governments eventually, diplomacy only, that can eventually resolve this issue.
That's right, Pooja. There has been a series of dialogue over the last 2.5 years, be it at the military level or at the diplomatic level. But any conversation at the level of the two top leaders, Xi Jinping and Narendra Modi, is what can finally bring a breakthrough. And a brief conversation took place on the sidelines of the big summit in Johannesburg. And the Chinese leader, as well as the Indian Prime Minister, had a brief discussion, and Modi raised the situation at the LAC. There has been a lot of build-up across the line of actual control, be it in eastern Ladakh or even other parts of the LAC like Arunachal Pradesh. It remains to be seen whether there will be a breakthrough. But yes, a big way forward that at least the two leaders spoke to each other.
Very interesting. Abhishek Bhalla will be tracking the latest, and ahead of G20, these are crucial interactions, remember, taking place. Thank you so much, Abhishek.